Perfect. Okay, so I think there are enough people here. Sorry, because I always sort of do these impromptu lives where I surprise you saying, I'm coming live in a couple of hours, in a couple of minutes. So thank you for joining today's live. I'll try to do better. It's just that today, it turns out that I had about an hour and a half, because I had told Julia that I was, there are things I need to, a project I'm working on. So she made time for me today so that I could work on the project. And turned out I had a couple of hours. So I decided that I would do a live before going to my Samba class, which is why you see me dressed this way, so that I don't have to rush after the live. So I want to talk about manifestation. Because I don't know what triggered me wanting to make this video. Oh yeah, I went on YouTube today and I saw on my feed videos, manifestation videos that talked about gratitude. And you know, I don't really watch videos or follow anyone in the field of spirituality. And I haven't read many books. Everything that I teach you, as I told you, is just me channeling that information. And the initiations that I have done, the rituals and the shamanic stuff that I have done. But somehow, because of the algorithm, you know, internet being the smart machine that it is, I go on YouTube usually to listen to music or to watch documentaries. And yeah, so I follow, you know, I see videos talking about manifestation and the greatest secret to manifestation, the greatest secret to manifestation. I don't know if you've seen this recently also on your feed, but I got curious, so I clicked on one video, then two, then three, then four videos. The greatest secret, the secret that no one is talking about, gratitude. And I've never, and so sorry if anyone watching this or anyone who will watch the video is triggered by this, but this is the biggest crap I've ever heard in my life. This notion of mainstream spirituality and this thing called law of attraction and the stuff that people probably listen in, you know, other people's content and they just duplicate and they make content out of it. And they just repeat that stuff. You know, when they talk about vibration and frequencies, all of that is true, okay? At some level, yes, there's such a thing as frequency and vibrations and things like that. And yes, the notion of gratitude, the feeling of gratitude, is a high vibrational energy, okay? Vibrational emotion. But there is no direct correlation between gratitude and manifesting, because first of all, you are always manifesting. Always. Right now, what you're living now is a result of something, some thought, some interaction that happened before and that created, you know, it's like a boomerang, what you're living today. So whether you're satisfied with what you have manifested or not is a different story altogether. However, you're always manifesting, which means that if gratitude is the biggest secret to manifesting fast, how come so many people, and I've met many, like tons of people, from clients to people, you know, in my social circles or the people you know, where I go to or, you know, where I grew up, the places I've been lucky to travel. If gratitude was the key to manifesting, so many people wouldn't be living trauma, or experiences they actually wish they didn't. Because it would mean that somehow at some point they expressed gratitude for something that turned into them feeling not good about themselves or about what they have actually manifested. So no, manifestation does not require you to be grateful. And I would take it a second step. Remember, for any of you who is an adult and who's had sex before, okay? I'm assuming everyone here is an adult. If you're not, or if you have not experienced full sexuality, you still have experienced sexual energy in sensuality and seduction, in feeling pretty, in feeling desired, wanted, in eating amazing food, having this central, very tantric relation with eating and loving the food that you're eating. At what point do you stop in the intimate act, that you have manifested, or the beautiful food that you're eating, and feeling like, I'm grateful, I'm manifesting this out of gratitude? I hope no one is in bed with a man, if you're a woman or a feminine, and stopping and feeling like, I'm so grateful. This is the most amazing sex I've ever had. Let me manifest more of it. And you have so many videos talking about, it feels like it from what I saw, so many videos that tell you that you have to, tap into gratitude to manifest. Let me tell you, I've met some of the richest people in Europe, the places I've gone to, the places I go to often, in Africa, where I'm from and where I've traveled, in the US. I was lucky because I manifested this life of just always being with people of a certain echelon. And those are people who come to me, for magic work and things like that. And in all of the businessmen, in all of the trophy wives, to which category I feel like I belong to anyways as a feminine, all of the escorts, sugar babies, business women, business mogul, people who have inherited wealth, I've never seen them express gratitude for being wealthy. Never, ever have I seen, of all of the businessmen, high-ranking men of influence I've been with in my experience, just being around them, going to have dinner with them, mingling with them in social gatherings. Never, ever, ever, ever have I ever heard any of them expressing gratitude. The only people who will teach you about gratitude as being the key to manifesting, almost like you need to tap into this feeling of already having that thing and feeling grateful for it. It feels like unworthiness to me. If I have to feel so grateful for something I've manifested, and I have to give my time, my precious time, my time is money. My time costs a lot. My time is expensive. So if I have to give 30 minutes or an hour of my life to do a meditation or to do affirmations or to use my beautiful, precious potions to feel grateful, to be like, Lalita, let me tap upon the energy of Lalita. I've acquired this beautiful potion, which costs a lot of money. It's not the most expensive things I've ever bought. My potions are expensive, but they're not the most expensive things you will buy, actually. You go to the lowest level of luxury, which is like Louis Vuitton, for example. If you think of fashion or luxury fashion, Louis Vuitton is the lowest. Louis Vuitton is for the people who are still up and coming in their money when it comes to wealth. You know, the label, the logo Louis Vuitton is for people who have some money but are not up there yet, who can't buy Hermes, for example, or Bulgari and all of that. So manifestation is about feeling that nothing can come between you and your manifestation, period. If you think of money, the richest people that I've been with, for all of the years I've been around wealthy people, some of them are mean, horrible people. Some of them are the most amazing, generous people you would find. There are as many rich people as there are human beings in terms of their characteristics. However, the only two things that I've seen in common between rich people, if I just use the notion of money, okay, I can talk about relationships, after or later if I have time. But when it comes to money, the only two things that I have seen that all the rich people I've come across in my life, I won't talk about me because I'm not the richest. However, I have that thing in common with them. One, the fact that nothing nor anyone can come between them and their money. Nothing. And you can say even that some of those people are cruel. Nothing can come between them and their money. Their relationship with their money is so tight. Their daily interaction with their money is so intimate that nothing nor anyone can come between them and their money. It's an entitlement. It's a given. I'm rich, therefore I think like a rich person, therefore I do things like a rich person, therefore I go to places where rich people go to. It's not a question. They don't stop and say, let me just pause and I'm grateful about being. No. The only time they pause and stop about acknowledging that is just, let me be in the moment and just enjoy it, tapping into the pleasure of it. Like, this is so amazing. But a lot of the times when you have so much of something anyways, when it's a given, you don't even stop to appreciate it. It is a done deal. The only times I have seen rich people at one point or another in their life expressing gratitude, it's just like wealth. It's just like health, sorry. Wealth is like, when you lose it. When they lose their wealth, just like, if someone is healthy and somehow, becomes ill, it's like in our archive, the memory is a computer where it's like, gosh, I took it for granted. But getting it back is not about tapping into the gratitude of, okay, let me be grateful. Let me feel what it felt like and being grateful. No, it's about tapping into what feels normal about it. It's about the pleasure of it. It's about the relationship you have with it. And the second thing every rich person that I know of has in common is the rituals. Rituals. I have been around African moguls who are strong believers in rituals because it is ingrained in our culture, where they would go to their guru, or if they're Muslim, they have their imam that does all of the prayers for them and they do the offerings for them. They don't know what the religious leader or the spiritual leader does for them. They just know that they're giving a whole lot of money to that spiritual person to do whatever they need to do. And they don't even ask, like, my sacrifice is the money I'm going to give. I know that whenever I donate this amount of money, such and such amount comes back to me, period. And on a daily basis, that person will tell them, You need to take this thing, bring it to this place. You need to take this amount of, of food or money, bring it to the orphanage. You have to go to such and such river and do this prayer. They just do the rituals. This is for the spiritual ones. Now you have the Western ones, mostly white Europeans who are very successful, who may not have that level of understanding, who are still in the mental programming, yes, like, how can I say, very logical way of, this is the way I think, therefore I'm a winner. To be rich, I need to think like a winner, do things like a winner. So they're going to, even if I take my own experience with being with men of influence as partners in my life, the rituals, waking up at a certain time, they needed that structure in order to manifest. And even in my example, there was still some level of spirituality. They still had things that they believed in, even though they didn't associate it with a spirit or an entity. They were still tapping into something that they knew was invisible, even though they didn't call it anything. They just call it a force, something above them. Even the ones who didn't believe in God or in some level of religion or spirituality. Rituals, there was a way they all had in common the way they thought, meaning that they were winners at life, that money was an easy thing for them, that they always had, for every problem, there was a solution. There were opportunities hidden in every single problem. There were rituals that they were doing on a daily basis, stuff that they had to do in a certain order, waking up at a certain time, doing certain things. They all had a coach, whether it was which ones did we experience personally? Yeah, a life coach, for work-life balance. A coach for neuro-linguistic programming, to do tapping, to deal with the emotional aspect of things. Manifestation is not something that you learn to do. It is by default something that comes. It's part of the software we're built with in this human body. So gratitude has nothing to do with it at all. Gratitude is good. It's still good to have gratitude. The only reason why I would actually tell you that gratitude is amazing is when on the spiritual level, you go to specific people or entities to which you're going to give, imagine you connect with your ancestors and you know which of your ancestors has your money. You connect with deities and you know which goddess has your money. We're speaking of money today. We're not speaking about anything else, but that applies actually to everything else. So you have identified, if you do the Kabbalah, you identified which archangel you have gone to. So for a while, you're working with that archangel, and that archangel is bringing a certain amount of transformation in your life. Then you express gratitude by doing your offerings, by doing the honoring. You're going to recite your mantras. You're going to recite whatever chapter of the Torah or the Bible you're going to use for your spiritual, connection. I'm not saying in religious terms, okay? I'm saying the Bible as a manifestation book, which it is, as a magic book of spells, which it is initially. That's the only time you're going to express gratitude is because you know who you go to. It's no longer an abstract thing of, I'm so great. No, I'm grateful to that ancestor that I know. I've seen their face, or I know their presence in my life, or I know their name, I know who they are. So when I go and I do my offering to them, I am grateful to them, to that ancestor. If I've awakened my goddess and I'm connected to an Orisha, for example, or if I'm in a different culture altogether, Mesopotamian, Babylonian, if I go to Ishtar and Ishtar is part of my lineage somehow, and I'm going to Ishtar because Ishtar is serving me in one way or another, then I will express gratitude for that specific entity or deity. It is more of a one-on-one report you have with the divinity that comes in your life. So I'm going to express gratitude for Shun. I'm going to express gratitude to Ezuli. I'm going to express gratitude to Lalita. I'm going to express gratitude to Isis, to Hathor. All of those deities that are part of me, of the work that I'm doing with Venusians. It is gratitude because I know how much love I receive from them. I will be grateful even when I don't have the manifestation, so to speak, because I'm facing people, entities. I have an actual relationship with an entity. So I am grateful for them in my life. But never, ever, ever would feeling grateful as an abstract thing be the biggest secret to manifesting. If it were, none of us would be manifesting. Because look at your life today. Look at your life today. Have you really manifested anything out of being grateful? Maybe the notion of gratitude allows you to tap into the core of what Tantra is, which is where we create in our womb. And our womb is done for manifesting, creating consciously through moaning, through pleasure. And even when you manifest something that you didn't want, you still need to do that introspective work and ask yourself, why am I somehow kind of turned on by being small? It's still about something in you that is aroused. You're always sexually aroused in some spiritual level at your manifestation, whether you judge it as good or bad. Somewhere, your subconscious is still happy, comfortable, safe, keeping you poor, keeping you in scarcity, keeping you broke, keeping you left, abandoned, rejected, keeping you not belonging to certain circles. There's something about you that is still turned on by being small, because the goddess aspect of you is anything but small. A goddess is not small. A goddess is not apologetic. And actually, if you want to tap into the goddess energy, goddesses are entitled. In no way, even if you look at iconography, biblical images, hieroglyphs, if you look at the Vedas and the Hindu traditions, if you look at any type of drawings or sacred text, mythology, in no way you will have any goddess showing up to you being grateful to be a goddess. A goddess is just a goddess. A god is just a god. Apollo, I shouldn't say Apollo, in the Greek version of mythology, would not come and be grateful. Shango in our tradition would not be grateful to be Shango. It's Shango. It's me. Oshun would not show up and be, I'm so grateful that today I have such a... No! It doesn't matter if you catch her on a good or a bad day. Oshun is beautiful, period. Period. I don't care if you catch her on a bad day. Oshun is luxury, period. I don't care if you catch her on a bad day. Ezuli Fleda is about pampering. It's about being capricious. It's about being entitled. It's about knowing my worth. I don't care if you catch her on a bad day. Lalita will not come down off her pedestal, down off her throne to meet you down just because she feels like some level of generosity. Or let me meet you down in poverty. Gratitude makes you a good person. Gratitude makes you a morally acceptable person when it comes to programming. This, again, and I talk about it in my book, Addicted to Pleasure, it's all about the false narrative of mainstream spirituality, of either gurus or people who know the truth, who see entities and spirits and need to have some level of being above you. So they give you half of the information, but they keep the other half to always be above you. Or all of the plain spiritual influencers who here, there's this technique and that technique, and let me make a cocktail out of it and create a YouTube channel, or maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, because to each their own, and someone who manifests being that certainly has a crowd of confused people who at that level need that level of information. So everything is always just in divine timing and divine right. So even those people are there. I mean, if you look at tarot readers, you know, for those of you who have gone through the hurdles of twin flames, you know, feeling the abandonment, the rejection of being a twin flame feminine and needing so desperately your masculine. And a lot of people apparently go to tarot readers who specialize on twin flames. How is my twin flame feeling today? Oh, he's feeling this, he's feeling that. Yet you're never one with your twin. Then you miss out your own life, the own joy you're here to live in your life as one, as a full embodied goddess, not needing anyone nor anything to make you complete or happy. So at some point on your journey, maybe you need something outside of you to validate what you're feeling, which is, I'm feeling small and unworthy, but I want someone to make me feel good about it. Spirituality is for adults. Spirituality is for mature people. Spirituality is, it's about taking responsibility. It's about loving yourself, even when you don't look good. Loving your experience, even when you're sick, even when the manifestation you want hasn't come yet. Believing so much that the spirit realm is so needing you. They need us more than we need them. You have to believe that. A spirit in the 3D, in the flesh reality, they need us more than we need them. They are our messengers. Think of money. Money is just a word. It's just some abstract energy. Money needs you to feel so good and so worthy of it that money can finally do its job, which is pass through you and travel in this realm from one hand to another, blessing people. And all of your spirits of money, whether they're your ancestors, whether they're your goddesses, your own goddess, and what she had in mind for you, what she had planned for you, you as a divine being and your incarnation. You came here with a certain amount of money that was your wealth and your wealth only. When you tap into your goddess, you're able to tap into your wealth. Once you have those connections with the divine realms, and you know that, okay, money comes from there, from there, from there, from there, from there. Yes, be grateful for those entities. Honor those entities, but know that they still need you to accomplish your mission in order for them to manifest here. Otherwise, they will do other missions. There's so many galaxies and so many universes. You can't even imagine. So many. And at my small level, the ones that I have witnessed, I know that they're way more than what I have witnessed myself. The universes are immense. It's not even a word. The word immense doesn't even describe it. But in the mission that we have here in the 3D, money needs you more than you need money. The people you need to manifest around you, part of the soul contracts you have done with them. Okay, the soul contracts that I have maybe done with my partners, the soul contracts that I have done with my clients, my customers, the people that I go and buy croissant to, or, you know, whatever. These are all little dots that need to be connected through which money is going to travel in the 3D. All of those spirits of money somehow have a role here through us. So they need us to be aligned, to be pure vessels, to to do enough so that our vessels, our temples are big enough so we can actually fill ourselves up with divinity. The more we expand ourselves, the more we can actually gather and harvest energy to manifest more and more and more, to the point where you manifest even before having a desire, to the point where your desire is answers, comes to your door before even you wishing it. That's when you're in harmony. It's not about being grateful. It's not about tapping into gratitude. If there's one thing you need to tap into, is feeling good about you, feeling good about your life. When you do a meditation, a manifestation, and you want to manifest something and you have the vision of that thing, start tasting. Taste with your mouth how sweet it feels to be in that situation, to smell. Engage your senses. Feel it in the 3D. Enjoy it. And that's why when you moan, you create. When you eat a cake and you're like, it's so good. Then yes, you can manifest out of pleasure. Because you manifest out of something you expressed, and you stay, you reside, you live in pleasure. If you want more pleasure, you reside in the emotion, the taste, the felt emotion of it feels so good to be me. I wouldn't want to be anyone else but me, because I live the best experiences. I manifest the best people. I eat the best food. I look at myself and I don't want to be anyone else. I'm the most beautiful woman I've ever seen on the planet. Dwell in that energy. Who's judging you? Who's watching you? It's your life. It's your experience. It's not about I'm grateful, almost like, yeah, I'm so grateful. I got the residues of abundance of someone. I manifested $1,000. Let me be grateful for that. Come on, do you imagine how much money there is out there in the universe that you would be grateful just because you manifested $5,000, $10,000? Grateful, almost like someone did you a favor. You're a goddess. You're a goddess. Goddesses know their worth. It's not about being arrogant. But for some of you, I feel like it's kind of about tapping into that arrogance thing a little bit, because you're so on the other side. You're at the mercy of manifestation. You need that manifestation. You need to see it, to believe it, to feel that finally I deserve. I'm one of the lucky ones. Make yourself be by knowing, feeling strongly. Build that spiritual muscle, that certainty. Build your spiritual army. Do the rituals. Stick to the rituals. Try rituals to the point where it becomes natural to you. As natural as waking up and some of you just go and with their eyes closed, pick up their phone and get on social media. It should be more natural than that. Wake up, start your day with rituals. You know? And the level of spirituality comes with the notion of embodying your goddess. It's about knowing because you've met yourself as a goddess. It's about knowing because you've seen your ancestors. And once you start doing your ancestors' rituals, once you start doing the offerings to the goddesses, once you start using goddess tools, and you see the shifts within you first, instead of tapping into, oh, I'm so grateful. I started using this potion or this mantra and I see that men look at me differently on the street. Who cares? How did you look at yourself when you walked out the door? This is what's most important to me, personally. You know, I don't care if you're skinny, curvy, fat, it doesn't matter, because in every culture, there's one type of body that is just venerated. If you come to the place where I'm from, skinny women are not the thing, you know? And I have clients sometimes who are like, have an issue with their body. And I would take that client, maybe who feels that she's too overweight, and I would take her to my country and have 1,000 men lusting at her. she still wouldn't feel beautiful because it's about her. It's not about the way people look. It shouldn't be about the outside approval, the outside validation. It shouldn't be men looking at you as proof to make you feel that you're worthy of being courted, of being provided for. Am I clear? I don't know if I'm clear. It's not about gratitude. It's not about, you've never needed gratitude. Never. You wouldn't be here today because you've manifested you, the person that you are today. I'm rambling now. I think you got the point. Crystal clear. Yeah. Tap into pleasure. Meet your goddess daily. Look at yourself as a goddess. Dress like a goddess. Talk like a goddess. Get clear with your rituals. Stick to your rituals. There's nothing worse than if your manifestation is like this. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It means you're inconsistent with your rituals. Period. It's about the rituals. Even if you just have one ritual a day, stick to that one that never changes. That one ritual, pick one. And then with time, it will get more sophisticated. But if you can stick to one, it means you're not important to yourself. It means everything else is above you. It means your job, your to-do list, the things you have to do, Netflix, your phone. It means everything else is above you, but yourself. If you can't tell yourself, this month, I'm doing one ritual at that time, without fail, it doesn't matter what happens. The world can come to an end, I'm doing that one ritual. And you stick to it for 1 month. You commit to yourself. How do you want the universe to commit to you? How do you want your guides to even believe that you got it, that you're strong enough? Some of you won $10 million. You can't even stick to one ritual. How can you handle not having a ritual when you manifest only $3,000 or $2,000 a month? And you want to be able to manage tens of millions of dollars. It's not possible. It's not the same amount of energy. You're going to be overwhelmed by it. You're going to freak out from it. You're not ready. You're not ready. Money is energy. The more money you receive, it means that you have a sarcophagus strong enough to hold that energy and to channel it and to pass it forward and to make the right decisions and to not go crazy or to not change because of it. You need to be stable. And the way you are stable is by the knowledge of who you are. What are your rituals? If you're purely mental and you don't believe in goddess spirituality, it is fine. It's fine. Everyone, upon incarnating based on who you are as a star seed, some star seeds are purely engineering. Purely engineering. This is the way they're spiritual. They don't know it, but something, their intuition is straight to, computers, softwares, whatever. This is the way they are spiritual, even though they don't call it spirituality. Just know who you are. What is your signature soul language? What does your goddess require? If you are into spirituality, then you have to dive deep into what does your goddess need? How is she fed? How is she honored on a daily basis? And then who are your guides? What is your family, your spiritual family? How do you feed them? How do you honor them? That is when you show gratitude. Show gratitude to the ones that have come before you and who are still the link between you and divinity. It's the only time gratitude is for them. Because they love you. Be grateful for the love you receive, but not for your manifestation. All right, anyways, I have to go now because I have my Samba class and I don't want to be late. I will post the replay on YouTube sometime this week or next. I'm trying to post videos on YouTube every Wednesday and Fridays, as much as possible. I think I've been good in the past month. But I already have 2 videos planned for this week couple of days from now, on Wednesday, I have a video. And then for Friday, I have a meditation for you. And you're going to love that. It's called Being Rich is So Easy. So I hope you look forward to it. Being rich is so easy. Yeah, just because I want you to be rich so you can come and buy more potions from me. Christmas is coming. You need to be hella rich. You need to have a lot of money, being secure in your money so you can start investing in me, in luxury, in all of the entitlements that you have. I'm half joking, but yes, I want you to thrive and to enjoy the whole experience of thriving. I want you to know what it feels like to never have to worry or compromise when it comes to money. Even if your money is not you working for it. I mean, I'm lucky because I come to you here. I don't need to work. I do it because it's my mission. Imagine being in that place. I could work more and maybe manifest. Actually, no, I'm always manifesting big if I want to, whenever I'm not lazy. So it's not a matter of that. I want you to be thriving and trusting and know that nothing can come between you and your money. Nothing, no one can come between you and your money. You're rich by default. You're rich by entitlement. Just tap into that. And even if your money comes from a husband, a boyfriend, your sugar daddy, whatever it is, it's no judgment. Every path is a spiritual path, so long as you're in alignment with you, with God, the goddess you. But to never, ever, ever have an interaction with money, which requires a compromise from you, which requires you to bend over, to feel ashamed, to feel tied, to feel like you're a slave of a person or a situation, a job, a career. To know that you can stop working or you can stop a relationship and still nothing can come between you and your money because you are a goddess. You are rich by default. Okay? Mwah. See you soon. Bye. Ciao.